Hello, I'm back. I just wanted to show you, I don't know how well this is going to show up on the screen. Here, why don't I just lay it down? No, that's not very good. And we'll come down a little bit. I went onto Pinterest and typed in mandala, just mandala by itself, and a bazillion things are going to come up. I mostly am looking on here because I wanted to just find a color scheme that I kind of liked. And I think I like that one. Goes from yellow to orange. Goes in a rainbow. That's why I kind of like it, I guess. So let's get started. I am the queen of not taking great care of my paintbrushes, so don't judge me when you see them. This is my favorite watercolor brush, size. It's lasted the longest. Master's Touch WL202 round in size 8. I think this is like the Michaels brand. I'm not sure, but cat hair everywhere. During the night they come up on my art table and it looks like they're kissing my paintbrushes, but they get their whiskers all over them. It's so gross. Anyhow, it's fairly clean. It's lasted me the longest. I've bought these at Hobby Lobby, and they're junk. I don't like them. They don't hold the paint well, just garbage. Now, another thing from my Chinese website, I should get these dudes to pay me for hawking their stuff. They had a watercolor set, super cheap. It's Zhuting brand, Zhuting, artist brush size 9. Love it. While I'm at it, I'll show you all of my Chinese finds. Okay, so this is the same brand, just a bunch of different sizes. I have no idea where I got this one. It has no name on it, nothing. These are my #1 Chinese place brand, or Chinese store find. They're Marie's, M-A-R-I-E', Marie's, and they have a bunch of Chinese writing, and they're not all fine liners. Like this one is a size 4. I haven't used it yet. This is a size 1. Okay, where's the camera? Will it zoom in on it? No. It's tiny. And then there's even a size 0 and a 00 that are even smaller. I can't find those either. I'm not very... Oh, wait, here's one. This is at 000. Look at that. That's the grand find. Can you see how small that sucker is compared to my finger? It's a baby. So those are awesome for fine lining. I haven't used all of them yet because I'm afraid I'm going to wreck the bristles. I've got all kinds of issues. Anyhow, let's go out a little bit. So you can see I erased. It looks like a total snowflake to me. I am going to cut this piece off over here to make it a square when I'm done. I'm hoping to make it look less snowflakey. The plan here is to lay in my color, let it dry, of course, between layers, unless you want it to bleed into the next layer. Even paint in this outside. And then when it's completely dry, I take a pen, and I'll show you a bunch of different kinds that I have, and do doodles. You can do like Zentangles in the empty part if you want. I love the way Zentangles look. I can't manage to do one so it looks like a Zentangle and not just a plain old doodle. The shading and stuff is beyond me. But I do like to put little doily shapes around. Well, here, you can look at this example that I had. Can you see, without me going too close in, how there's got little like peacock looking things? Anyhow, that's another thing. If you look on Pinterest, you can look up mandala designs, and it'll come up with like a million different hoops and hooks and things you can do on a line to make the doodle part look cool. So we are going to start with a yellow. Now I think that I do have a problem. I buy so much art stuff that I just I don't need all this art stuff, but I cannot help myself. I think Jane Davenport calls it rainbowitis, and I've got it bad. I need an antibiotic for it probably. So I want to start with the light yellow, and oh my gosh, I've got like 10 choices here. So you want to have clean water for your brush. I don't know, Brandy, who's running this class, and Stasha are both amazing watercolorists. They are so soft and sweet, and they're patient, and they're just gentle. I go in like a wrecking ball with my bright colors, and they're probably both going, oh my gosh, what is she doing? I probably should stick to acrylics, but I love watercolors and I love bold colors. So we're gonna attempt to make this soft. I can almost guarantee you it's not gonna happen. So you usually wet the spot that you're going into. You choose your color, and I'm gonna go with the Daniel Smith color just because it's a little bit lighter, and you just lay it in there. And see, to me, that's already too light. I'm going to stop though. I'm gonna have some sort of self-restraint here. Okay, so I want this next row to be orangish. So I washed my brush off in clean water. I got just those 4. Remember, you want to do the same thing geometrically. And I'm going to take a little bit of Jane's orange, her vitamin C. See, that's a little bit bright. Oh, and that's not bright enough. This is where my problem comes in. And just add a little bit of pigment to it until it gets to be the orange that you want. This is going to be lovely when I'm done, right? All these soft, beautiful colors. Ah! I want bright. Okay, so in the order of the rainbow, yellow, orange, and then these little guys next to the orange. Now see, I'm not putting the water so it goes into the next circle. If I touch each other, they're gonna blend. So I need to be careful with that. So you know what? I'm gonna save these 4. I'm gonna do them a reddish orange, and I'm gonna go to the next circles and do them in the red that I'm gonna do. So I need to go all the way around, and I'm gonna get them all the equal wetness. Sounds like a baby's diaper. Oh, I'm becoming a good grandmother in about a month. I know you're all saying, how does a 29-year-old woman have a grandchild already? Well, I had my daughter when I was 9. Just kidding. Actually a lot older than I feel. No, that's a lie. I feel older than I am. I don't know. You guys are becoming my psychiatrist. You're having to listen to my craziness. Anyhow, my daughter and her husband are going to BYU, and they are expecting their first baby, and then they're coming back to Virginia to live here for a while. So that'll be exciting. It's a girl. Her name is Kimberly Rose. So I'm at red. You like how I can just dart from subject to subject? I'm using Jane Davenport's Apple from her neutral palette. And now, this being said about the softness of the colors, you guys are seeing a remarkable thing right here with me with these colors, because this is not what I usually produce. But if you get it done and you're like, oh dude, that's not bright enough, you can always add colors. With watercolor, it's kind of hard to take it off, because once it gets in there, it like, the paper sucks it up, and it's just, I mean, you can get it a little bit wet and try and suck it up with a piece of paper towel. Yeah, that works kind of, but it's a lot easier to add than take away, which I should learn that lesson in my whole life, because that's how I do everything. A little bit too much. So we've got red, now pink. I can't decide if I want to do opera pink or best friend from Jane's thing. I'm gonna do opera pink just because I talked about it earlier so much. So let's just, and this one, man, a little goes a long way. Look at that sucker. Isn't that pretty? Love it. It's very comparable to Jane's best friend color-wise. Here goes my phone again. I hope it doesn't start ringing while we're talking here. My new ringtone. I had the generic ringtone from the you know, that the phone gives you, and I was so bored with it, and everybody had it. So I was watching Sons of Anarchy. I know, another, don't judge. I've got issues. But I love the theme song. It's just, I love it. And so I put that as my ringtone. So now I sound like a Harley driving gangbanger when my phone rings. If you knew me, oh god. Okay, sorry. I get off topic so easily. Okay, so we're coming back here when it's dry to do the reddish orange. Got the pink. Now I'm gonna do a darker pink in this one, but out here I'm going to put, we need to get down to start getting the violet, you know, the violet indigo-ish here so we can get to green. I don't want to not have green. Now did you see this? I didn't rinse my brush out well enough, so now I've got pink in there. So for purple, I'm just gonna see this color. Oh, that's too bright. So let's do, I'm gonna look at Jane's Mystic. Oh yeah, that's pretty, huh? So then I can do blue and then green out here. See, I'm forgetting to put the water in first. I'm gonna go around and do them all. Now, I don't want you to forget to go to Guadalupe's Facebook page and look at her classes that she offers. She lives in Argentina, I think. So she's got the most darling accent. Sometimes she forgets English words, and she's just the cutest thing ever. She's got fur babies that she loves that are often in her videos. Now, does that look too dark? No, I think I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna skip this one again so I don't run into it with my blue, with my purple. And this is gonna be a darker green and then a yellowish green so that it fades back into the beginning of the rainbow. Okay, so we're skipping one, we're going to this one. And we're gonna make it darker green. So let's use this color from Jane's palette. It's called Mermaid. She has the most original fun names for her colors. And you can get all of Jane's products at michaels.com or at Jane Davenport's. If you live in Australia, you can get it much cheaper shipping wise at her actual store, her online store. So I'm gonna use this little cute baby. This is one of those Zing Ting brushes. It's a 1, so that I can get that little tiny dot at the end. And I'm gonna use Jiminy, cute, huh? As in cricket, for this very end, and that's too dark. Okay, so I'm loading up the brush with a lot of water and then just a dot of pigment. And just dotting that down at the end. And watercolor is weird because it sometimes dries faster than you think, and then sometimes it's still wet and you don't even know it. So you really have to let it dry. I'm going to off camera paint these other colors, orangish red, pinkish purple, and then like an indigo blue here. And then when I'm all done painting and it's completely dried, I'll come back and let you see some of the doodles that I'm gonna do. See you in a bit.